before I get into the basic commands of shell scripting, let's try to understand what is scripting and why we need this scripting. So basically, if you go through these 4 points, so this will give you the overview of scripting. So my first point is an effective method of delivering the instruction to a computer. So basically, whether you are doing a bash scripting, whether you are doing shell scripting, or whether you are doing Java scripting, Ruby, or any other scripting language where you're using it, basically, why we are doing it? So that we can pass some instructions to my computer. Because end of the day, machine will be working on our behalf. So basically, fundamental why we use script is so that we can pass the instructions to the computer and they can give us the output. As you know, let's suppose I'm working in an organization, so I can communicate with my team members, with my colleagues, maybe in Hindi, maybe in English, or some other language. Okay, but it's not the same with the computer where I can use the similar communication language which is used by humans. So basically for this, we have multiple programming language, we have coding language as well as we have the scripting language. So we are talking about the scripting. So basic agenda, why we use it? Communication between machine and human, so that I can give some instruction, he can take it as an input and return as a output. So basic agenda and basic fundamental why we use any programming language as well. Second is, with help of scripting, we can tell machine what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Okay, what needs to be done, I'll give the instruction. When to do it, maybe after 2 days, maybe after 10 minutes, I'll give the instruction. And how to do it, what will the procedure, what will the steps to do it, I'll give the instruction. So everything is controlled by human, or I can say the user or a group, or maybe someone who is having the access of this. So these three things will be controlling whether in all the scripting languages. Third is access and utilized by another programs such as modern application computer functions. So basically, let's suppose I have written one script ABC. Okay, so now any modernization platform, as you see, we are working in IICS. Before this, we were working in Power Center. So you know, script was utilized by IICS also. It's utilized by Power Center also. So once I have written my script, whether it's a Bash script, whether it's a Linux script or a shell script, so it can be utilized and it can be used by any programming or any modernization platform. IICS, Power Center, there are n number of other application available in the market which can use our script and they can perform the task also. Last is user to interact directly with the script. So basically, I can directly interact with my script. I can give the input to my script. So this is what is scripting and why we need this scripting. Any doubt in this? As I told you, first rule is whenever you have a doubt, please feel free to ask your question so that another process, because everything is connected. So slide 1 will be connected with slide 2 and so on with the other slides too. So please feel free to ask. So team, any question, any doubt before I move to the next slide? Okay,
No,
then I
no,
okay,
Abhishek.
perfect.
No, Abhishek.
Okay, now this is the common use of scripting language. So why we use, these are the application, what we can do. First is task automation locally or remotely. As I told you, I'll be giving the instructions to machine, what to do it, when to do it, and how to do it. So definitely I can automate my task. So automation is one of the fundamental why we are using this scripting. Second is beginner friendly and short scripting. As I short scripts. So as I told you, this is we'll have a short script, but yeah, it can give us a multiple variant of output which can help us in driving our result. So short and beginner friendly. So it's not hard to learn. As I told you, if you can dedicate your 2 weeks, whether it's the shell or a bash script, any scripting, it's very easy to learn. Okay. So beginner friendly. So whenever anyone starting, whether you are an expert in scripting, whether you know any other programming language, or whether you are new to programming language, scripting will help you. So there's no prereq which you need to start with the scripting. Third is create and manage dynamic content. So it can create the dynamic content based on the requirement, maybe the file name and other things. So we will have a detailed discussion on this once we get started with the commands. Okay. Fourth is lighter memory requirement. So as you know, when I need to install any software, so we need to put multiple compilers and other installation servers in our local machine. And you know, it's space consuming as well. But here we don't need any software. If you have the Windows system, if you have a Linux system, or if you are working with the Windows, if you have a Windows system, you can run you just need to create your script, you can place in this location and you can directly run that. So we don't require anything. So even this don't use the compiler also. Any scripting language, or sorry, any programming language, you need a compiler. So before executing it, you need to compile it. So you need the compiler. Here we don't need any compiler. Okay, portable and cross platform. So it's portable, easy to handle and easy to maintain, and cross platform. You can work on cross platform as well. Let me just give you a small example. If I'm working in the Linux system and I'm creating a shell script, so I can use Python scripting, I can use Java scripting inside that, and I can call those application also from here itself. So it's a cross platform also. Yeah, I can interact between multiple platform with the same scripting. So maybe you must have encountered in your previous project, the BCBSD might you guys have encountered with the Python and Java scripts where we are having the cross platform bash script. So where there was Python or PowerShell and the other scripts was also there. Last and very important point, open source and free. So open source is like where you can like there's no charges for this, and even you can contribute to the global platform where we have for this. So are we clear of these 6 points? Why? What are the common uses of scripting language? Any doubt in this? Anyone?
No, Abhishek.
No, Abhishek.
Okay, then let's
No.
start with the Linux basic command. So basically, this is the agenda for the day. We'll be covering up these 21 commands, starting with pwd, ls, cd, make directory, cp, and so on. So let's start with our first command, which is the pwd. So guys, pwd stands for print working directory. So the full form is print working directory, or someone can say present working directory, but technically, or if I go with the documentation of Linux, so it's print working directory. Okay, so what it's do? It's print your location where you are. Let me elaborate what I am trying to say. Let me share my screen. Give me a minute. Huh? Okay, so let's start with the PWD. So as I told you, PW stands for print working directory. So what is directory? Let me share my screen. Okay, so I have launched my Ubuntu from Windows system. Let me know if you can see, else I'll maximize this. Is it visible?
Yes, Abhishek.
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so team, if I type pwd here, the first script, so you can see this is showing home Igor. So this is the directory where I am currently. So let's suppose if I go by UI and if I open my RPA folder. So currently my location is what? C user admin desktop underscore RPA, correct? So this is if I go here and if I launch my Ubuntu from here, and if I type pwd, so this is my current, or I can say this is my present working directory or current working directory. So if I want to print the directory name, so the command which is used here is pwd. Second important thing, very important thing which you need to keep in mind, this is a case sensitive. So I cannot write pwd like this. This will throw the error. It should be pwd in small. Now, let me go back to this slide. Now, if I go and if I open from some other directory, so let me change my directory to, I think I don't have that shell. Yeah. So now if I type pwd here, so you can see now the location is different. Okay. So whenever you want to check in which directory you are working, just simply type pwd. Okay. And then one more important thing, we have a manual also available for most of the commands in Linux or in the Ubuntu. Okay. So for the manual, we have man is the short form, or I can say the command for this, and you can type pwd here, whatever command manual you want to open. Hit enter, and this is the manual open for this. Okay, so you can see pwd name is pwd print name of current or working directory. You can see the description, you can see what all options are available. So we have -l and -p also available here. So let me go back to the slide and let me. Okay. So again, once more, pwd stands for print working directory or print current directory also you can say. It displays the current working directory. Second is whenever you want to find your present working directory or current working directory, just simply type pwd. Man is the manual, where with help of this you can open your manual for pwd. You can check out what all options are there, and based on this you can use those things. Third is pwd -l. Capital L, again I'm saying it is case sensitive. So if I'm typing small l, so it will be small. If it's capital, so it will be capital. Don't get confused on this. So -l means logical. It will give you the logical address of your current working directory. If I say pwd -p, it will give the physical address of your current working directory. So let me know if you have any question here before I move to the other command. So we don't have much on pwd. This is the basic command. But yeah, if you have any question, do let me know. Anyone? Any question?
Abhishek, can you pass this PWD capital L and P so that I can see what will it give back?
Okay, let me show you. So pwd -p. So this is giving me the same address as in which I am currently working. If I give pwd -l, this will give me the logical address here. Currently, I don't have any logical address. I don't have any dot separator here, so we cannot check on this because I am connected with my Windows machine. But yeah, I'll connect with my Linux machine soon, so we can let me just fix my Linux machine, and then I can show you the difference between physical and the logical addressing between pwd. So guys, in pwd there are 4 commands which are very important. First is your pwd itself, so which will give you the current working directory. Other is man pwd, which will give you the manual of pwd, and from where you can check out the syntax, you can check out the description, you can check out what all other options are available here. Third is pwd -l, capital L, which will give you the logical address. Then fourth one is pwd -p, which will give you the physical address of again current working directory, and it stands for print working directory. Please don't get confused with the present working directory. PWD stands for print working directory, not the present working directory. So let me know if you have any question on PWD before I move to the another slide. Any question, team? Anyone? Is it clear? Okay. Let
Yes,
me
Yes,
move
sir.
to another. Yeah, sorry. Saurabh, go ahead.
no, Abhishek. It's clear.
Okay. Next is CD, which is your change directory. So let's suppose if I am having 5, 6 different directories, or I can say directory, don't get confused again. Directory means your folder. Okay. So if I go, let me just give you the overview. Okay. So this is my home directory, correct? Or I can say this is my desktop. So in the desktop, you can see I have multiple folder, DNATS, RPA, and then these other folders. Okay, if I open my RPA, so this is my another look. Is in my screen. Okay, it's not sharing. Okay, let me share. Reshare it. Hmm. Okay. So this is my RPA folder. So this is one path. Under this, I can have n number of folders also. Under that also, I can have n number of folders. Let me explain with this diagram. So I have a F1 folder 1. I have a folder 2. Under this, I am having folder 3. Under this, I'm having folder 4. Okay. Under this, I'm having folder 5. Under this, I'm having folder 6. And under this, I'm having folder 7 and folder 8. Let's keep this diagram in mind before we start. Okay, so that whenever we need to work on absolute part and relative part, so this diagram can help you on those things also. Okay, so team, I have a folder RPA. Under this, I can have one more folder. Under that, I can have one. I have config folder. In this, I can have n number of folders, and they can be n number of subfolders too. Okay, we don't have any limitations here. Okay, so change directory means whenever I want to switch from one directory to another directory. Okay, so currently if I am in the RPA folder, and let's suppose if I am in F1 folder and I want to move to F3, or I want to move to F3, or I want to move to F8. So changing your current position, your current working directory to another working directory will be your done by CD, change directory. The change directory means changing your current working location or current working directory to another path. Okay, so one by one we will just check out the syntax, we'll check out the basics of this, and then I'll show you how to perform these actions. Okay, so CD stands for change directory. It is used to change the current working directory. So before this, we have seen how to check the current working directory, or it was PWD. Now with help of CD, we'll be moving our location. So syntax is CD and your directory name. So it will move you from that position to a new location. You can use absolute path as well as a relative path also. I'll come to this once I start some hands-on on Ubuntu. So I'll show you what is the difference between absolute path and the relative path. These are few quick commands which we can run. Let me show you. Okay, okay. Let me clear my screen. Okay. So you can see my current working directory is shell. Now, if I want to move to some other folder, so what I can type cd, I can type home agor. I hit enter. Now type pwd. Can you see my location is changed here? My present working directory is being changed here. Team, is it clear to everyone how to do it? Hello?
Yes, Abhishek.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now the next important thing here is absolute path and the relative path. Okay. So let's suppose, let me open an Excel file. Let's suppose I'm having one folder 1. Under this, I'm having one more folder, folder 2. And under this, I'm having a folder 3. Okay. Currently, I'm working in F2, folder 2. So my current working directory is current directory. I'm just denoting by CD. So current directory is F2. Now I want to move to F3 here, a folder which is a subfolder inside F2. So one way around is I can type CD F1/F2/F3. F2/F3. So this is called your absolute path because I'm passing the full path. So let's suppose if I am here in this location, I want to go in the config folder. Correct. One way around is I can type C user admin desktop RPA and then I can type config CD and I can give the full path. So this is called your absolute path. One way around is I am already reached to RPA, this folder. So what I can do, I can just type CD and I can give the folder which I require to switch. So let's suppose if I am here in F2. So what I can do, I can type CD F3 because till F2 I have already reached. Only the path which is required to reach is F3. So this is called relative path. Okay, where we don't pass the full path. So as I am just taking the example of this RPA folder. So if I am giving full path, it's absolute. If I'm just giving the relevant path, the path which we need to jump, not from the starting, from the point where I'm currently. This is called your relative path. Any doubt in this stream? Anyone?
No.
Any doubt here? Okay.
No, Abhishek.
Okay, so let's try with some now after Agor we have a shell. So what I can do? I can type shell. So can you see? Now I move to a shell location. What I have done, I have just passed this relative path here. Correct. And here I have passed the absolute path. So both are acceptable here. So this was the second point in the PPT. It can accept the relative path also. It can accept the absolute path also. Okay. Again, manual, as I told you, man, you can type man. And okay, I think man is not acceptable for CD. Okay, so let's try with CD. The symbol, again, this is a special symbol. This will bring you to your home directory. Okay, so there'll be two directories. One is your root directory, one is your home directory. Okay, so home directory is specific for the user for which you have logged in. Okay, root directory is not for any user. It's the complete set of folders which are available in your server, which are available in your machine. So if I'm having two users, so I can have two different home, but root will be same. Under one root, I'll have two different users there or two different home over there. So if I'm using the machine, so I can have a Agor as a home here. And if let's suppose if Saurav is using the machine, so maybe Saurav Sharma can be the user in that case. Okay, so users can be multiple or home can be multiple in a system, but your root can be one. Okay, so I can switch from one user to another user as well. I can switch from one home to another home as well. But by default, whenever I'll give the command for the home, it will point to my default home here. But yes, it. So if I type this symbol, so this reference for the home. So this will bring me to my home. So my home is home Agor. Now, if Saurav is executing the same command, the same machine, it will show home Saurav Sharma because that home is specific for Saurav Sharma over there. Now, if I type this, so this will bring to me to my root folder. PWD. Can you see? This is my root folder here. Again, if I type this, so this will bring to my home location. Can you see? I'm back to my home location. Any doubt in these two commands? Home and root, any questions, anything? Saurav, Sushil, anyone online?
No, Abhishek.
Okay.
No,
Perfect.
Abhishek.
Okay. Let me move to other commands as well. So let me explain you these which I have written here. So first one, it's a home directory. Now, if I say cd dash, it will move your previous directory. Previous directory in the sense ki, let's suppose if I'm working in directory A, now I just change my directory to directory C. And now if I again type cd dash, so it will bring to me a directory A where I was working. I'll just show you after this. Cd dot will get you the parent directory where you have all your where your parent is available. Parent in the sense where multiple childs are available, multiple users are available. Cd forward slash will be your root directory. Cd double dot will move one directory back. So let me show you this in Ubuntu. So as I told you, cd dash will get you the previous directory. So my previous directory, now my current, what is my current directory here? My current directory is pwd. Correct. It's my home directory. Previous directory was root here. For root, we have a command cd forward slash, but I'm not typing. What I am doing, cd slash. Now, if I check my current work directory, so can you see I'm back to my root directory. So cd dash will bring you to your previous directory from where you have switched the location. So it's just like written. So as in all the remotes or every machine we have control Z, which will bring you to back to that position. So same way it will also do. Okay. Now we have cd dot dot. Let me change to home. Yeah. Let me move to shell home Agor shell. Again, team I'm writing shell in capital because while creating this directory, I have given the name in capital. If I do in the small, it won't be able to find it because I don't have any folder in the server which with this name. So now if I check my present working directory, so I'm in home Igor shell. Now if I type cd space double dot, so it will give me one directory backward. So one directory backward means this. Now it will return from shell and it will go to the parent folder. For shell, parent folder is Agor. So home Agor. Now if I again type cd double dot, and now you can see we are in home. Again, if I type, it will give me root. Yeah. Okay. So same way, and if I type again cd this, so it will give me the previous directory where I was. Okay, so are we clear on this? How we can execute cd? These are the frequently used cd command, change directory command, and it will be helpful if these are on your fingertips while doing the scripting so that you can easily work on these things. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt in this, team? Let me know. Team, do you have any question here?
No, Abhishek.
Okay.
No, Abhishek.
Okay. Now, before I move ahead with the other command, I just want to show you some screen commands so that you guys are familiar on this also. So whenever you're working on Ubuntu, first is control Alt Control T, which is used to launch your terminal. So it's not every time you have to go to UI and you need to search for your terminal. You can just straight away type Control Alt and T. It will launch the terminal for you. Second important is clear. Clear command is used to clear your screen. As in other programming language also we have clear. Let me use clear command here. So you can see it has cleared my screen here. Okay. Third is exit command. Exit command is used to close your terminal. Okay, so this will close out your terminal. Fourth is your shutdown. If you just type shutdown in your terminal, so it will shut down your machine. But again, with shutdown, we have 2-3 important things. If I this won't work in this because this is a Windows system. If I type shutdown now, so this will shut down my machine at current time. If I say shutdown 2M, so this will shut down after 2 minutes. If I say 2 hours, it will shut down after 2 hours. So based on this, as I told you, this is the automation. So again, if you want to what I can say down your server as well based on some timing. So with help of the script also you can shut down your server set as well. So you can do the automation with help of this. Same for sleep also. If you want to put your system or in your server in the sleep mode, you can just write sleep now, sleep 2 hours, sleep 2 minutes. Same way sleep command will also work. But again, this won't work in the Windows system. This will only work in the Ubuntu dedicated system where we have Ubuntu on this. Okay, any question, any doubt, team you have here? Do let me know before I jump back to Kamlindu. Anyone?
No, Abhishek.
Okay. Okay, so we have. Okay, so CD is clear. Any doubt in CD PWD? If not, then I'll move to ls. And ls is one of the most important command. Okay, let me move to ls here. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, Abhishek.
ls stand for list of content which are available in your current working directory or in any directory if I want to check. So point for ls is list information about directories and any type of files in the working directory. So let's suppose if I'm working in a shell and I want to check how many files I have, which all files I have, I can use ls command. With help of PWD, I can see my present working directory. I can display the path. With help of CD, I can switch between the paths. But now as in the UI, you can go over it. And if you see here in RP folder, I am having 29 files. But how to check which all files are available here? How to check name, how to check type, how to check date modification, how to check permissions. So for this, we use ls command. Okay. So in the ls command, we have few frequently used ls command. These are the 4 frequently used ls command. We'll go one by one. But before this, let me walk you through what is ls. So again, my screen is visible. Can you see
Yes,
my
sir.
Ubuntu screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I say pwd, I'm in my home directory. Okay. Let me switch to agor. Now if I check with this, I'm in agor. Now if I type ls, again guys, it's case sensitive. Ls is in small letters. If I type, can you see all these files are available in the home directory of agor. Now if I go and change again to shell and again type ls here, so I can see only I have a nectar ppt available in my shell. Let me show you also. Let me show you with help of UI as well. So this is my home, this is my agor, and where is my shell? This is my shell. So can you see I have only one. Let me create one more file here like this. Let me create this as well here. And now let me run the ls again. So can you see we have all 3 files available. Correct. Now let me create one more file here. Let me show you one difference as well. So team, can you just note the differences? In Nectar, we don't have any space between the file name. In this, we were having the space between file name. Here also we were having the space between file name. Here we were not having the space between file name. So whenever we have a space between whether in the file name, whether in the folder or a directory, single quotes will come. And you need to pass, whenever you need to pass the same, please use the single quote so that it can take this new Microsoft Publisher document.pub is one file. So what this is denoting, this is one file. That's why they're using single quotes here. So any question here, team ls?
Repeat this last
So,
part.
sorry.
Repeat this last part, this inverted comma one.
Okay, so let me just give you overview once more. So ls stands for list. This will give you all the list content which are available in your current working directory. Okay, we can use absolute path also, but I'll come to end of when I'll discuss all the frequently used command. After this, I'll show you how we can use ls for the absolute and for other paths as well. Okay, so first is your nectar ppt. We don't have any space between nectar, so that's why we don't have any single quotes here. The next file, if you see, we have new Microsoft Publisher document.pub. So we can see we have the space between the folder name or sorry, in the file name. Whether we have a space between folder name, whether we have a space between file name, it's always denoted by single or a double quotes. So that machine, again, what we are doing, we are trying to give commands to machine and machine is returning output to us. Now it's difficult for machine to figure out without single or double quotes whether this is the same file or this is a different file. What machine can understand, new is a different file, Microsoft is a different file, publisher is a different file, document.pub is a different file. So how machine is handling this? It's passing in the single quote. So this is telling machine or machine is telling us also that this is a single file, so that even we don't get confused on this. Even we can get confused on this if there's no single quotes here. So what I can think, okay, new is a different file. So when machine is telling key this is a same file, and same way we have to give commands to machine also, so that machine can also understand if this is a same file. Same goes for new text document.txt also, and as you can see abc.txt, there was no space in this file, so there's no single quote here. So any question, any doubt in this? Nikhil, I hope this answered your question.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Okay. Now another very important and frequently used. Most of the time you won't use ls, but you will be using ls minus l. So ls minus 1 is long list. So this will give you the long list details. Let me run this. So can you see we have the file name in the right hand side, but before this we have some other details as well. Okay, so let me go over these details one by one, what these are denoting. So first is your permissions. Okay, so we have three types of users here. One is your correct. No, users. We have three types of users here. One is your other, one is your group, other is your owner. Correct. File or directory owner. If I have created any file, if I have created any directory, I'll be the owner for that. Okay, so this first line is showing the permission for your owner. So what all permission the owner is having. Okay, we have three types of permission. Let me show you here. X, W, and E. Or this can be X here. Yeah. R stands for read. So if someone is assigned with R, so you can read, you can write, or you can execute. Okay, so R stands for read, W stands for write, X stands for execute. So if I check, this is my owner permission. Currently, I am the owner for this directory because I have created this directory. So I am having read and write permission. I don't have the execution permission. Once we get into detail of this workshop, so I'll show you how to change permission also, how to revoke the permission also. But as of now, just try to understand how to check the permission. So you just have written ls-l. This will give you the long list. So you can see owner, I'm having read and write. R is the group. So let's suppose I'm having a small organization. Okay, I'm having an employee A, B, C, and D. Okay, I have created one file. Okay, let's try to understand this scenario. I have created one file ABC. Okay, so who's the owner? Owner, I am A. Okay, now we have a group 1. Let's suppose, and A is in a group 1, B and C are also in the group. Okay, and as you can see, we have 4 employees. A is the owner, A is in a group 1, and B and C are also in the same group. And D is neither the owner of this file, neither in the group. So he'll be the other. Okay, so first permission stands, or it's denote for owner. Second stands for group in which owner is in. Third stands for other. If someone is neither owner, neither the in any of the group. So if I go here, so I can see this is for the group. So in the group, we have only the read permission. We don't have the write permission, neither the execution permission. If I go with the others also, we just have the read permission. We don't have the execution, neither we have the write permission. So with help of change mode, we can change the execution. We can change the execution status also. We can change the permissions also. But once we get in the details of this presentation, we'll work on this. But yeah, first is your owner, second is your group, third is your others, the one which is not the owner of this file or directory or neither in the group. Okay, now this is the owner name. This is the owner name and this is the current owner, or I can say current who's working in the directory. Okay, this is the size of your file. This is the last updated date or last modified date, I can say, and this is your file name. Any doubt on this? Do let me know. So we have 3 modes here: read mode, write mode, and execution mode. Currently, I can see user is having read and write mode. With help of change mode, we can definitely change the execution permission. I can grant the execution permission. I can revoke any of the permission which I need. But again, once we get in the detail of scripting, once we create our first script, then I'll show you how to change the permission for this. But as of now, are we done like what is ls-l doing and what all detail it will show and how to verify those things? Is it clear to everyone? Any question, do let me know.
Abhishek, there's something total 820, right? What?
This is a total file in the directory. Yeah, these are total files, which includes the subfolder of files as well. So this is total files it's showing.
In the specified directory.
Sorry.
In the specified directory, we have total 820.
No, not specified directory. Maybe we have some subfolders as well here. So this is showing you hidden files and other files count as well here. So if you have the subfolder, so it will give the count for that as well here.
Okay.
Okay, now I want to show you one more thing here. Let me change. CD stands for change. Let me again change to home directory. So let me, what I can do. Is it fine? Sanjay, can you tell me what this will give me? We just spoke 10-15 minutes back on this CD double dot. What is the output of this? Sanjay here. Sanjay, you there? Hello?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to try what this will return? Okay, Shrija, do you want to try what CD double dot will return to me?
Yeah, it moves one directory back.
Correct. So if I go here, it will give me the home directory. Let me hit enter here. So now let me type pwd. So you can see I am in my home directory. Now let me try ls minus l here. So these are the files available here. So you must be seeing that we have somewhere dr coming with okay. You can see dr, then we have wxr. So let me explain. I think I have already explained these things. Let me explain this also. So dr here stands for directory. So this will clearly show you that this is a directory. This is not any file here. W stands for write, X stands for your execution, and R stands for your read. Okay, so is it clear? Any doubt in this? How to check directories? Hello?
No, Abhishek.
No,
So
Abhishek.
where we have the dr, can you see we have a path starting with dr here? Okay, you don't have any questions. Okay. So dr stands for this. So this is how we can check here. Let me come back to my slide again and let me walk you through some frequently used Linux commands, especially for ls. So ls minus l stands for long list format of all the files and directory. Then we have ls minus a. Again, these are case sensitive. So l, a, t, these are in small letter and r is in the capital letter. So ls minus a show you all the hidden files. ls minus t will sort by date and time in the ascending order. Last modified date on the top and the vice versa of this. ls minus r will show you the directory tree. So tree directory mean you know how we create mind maps like one by one in which folder we have. Let me just show you that as well. So if I go, let me just change my directory to shell again. Okay, let me show you one more change here. So if I do here ls minus l and if I give shell, can you see from my home directory also, if I have passed the absolute path here, this is showing the content of my shell folder. If I can pass my absolute path also here, I can pass my relative path also here, and this can show you the output for that. Okay, so if in my this, let me, what I can do, I can pass t here. I can merge multiple operators here. So if I do this, can you see? These are short by date. 9th March is in last. These are created on same time. There's no friction of seconds also. I can say 020202. So if there's any friction of second also, this can be short based on the seconds as well. Okay, so this is one. If I say minus a, so can you see now we have two more files added here because these two are the hidden files. So hidden file with all the files ls minus a. So a means all files, which includes your hidden file as well. So you can see the content of your hidden files also. So if you see these hidden files are directories. Correct? Any question here? ls minus l, ls minus a, ls minus t. Or another thing is ls man ls also, if you see, so there are multiple options available here. Okay, so you can just go through manual one once and you can just check, and based on your requirement you can use. If I say ls minus d, so this will show the list directories themselves. If I say ls minus g, so this won't include no groups. If I say ls minus r, this will reverse the sorting order. ls minus s, print the allocated size of each file in blocks. So you can just check on this manual, and based on your requirement, you can use the ls command. You can type q here, and with help of q, your manual will be closed out here. So any question in ls list before I start with the other command? Do let me know. So again, as I told you, we have some frequently used window commands, Control Alt T, clear. So we can use again. Now I have typed so much. Let me use clear. If I want to put in sleep mode, I can sleep and I can give the timing. If I want to shut down, I can use the same here. Okay. Any question here, team, so far? Before this, if I start with my make directory. Any questions, team? Okay.
No
If not, so
question, Abhishek.
yeah.
No.
Okay, no questions. Okay. Now let's go with the make directory. So team, can someone explain me what's the difference between directory and a folder? Anyone? What is directory? What is folder? Both are same actually. For machine, both are same. So if I'm having a directory, if I'm having this folder 2, folder 3, folder 6, then I'm having folder 8 here. So these are folders. But if I calculate this together, F5, F6, F8, so these are my directory. So make directory will create folder for you. Okay. So if I want to create any folder, so what I can use make directory. I can pass the folder name. It can create that for me. So if I go with make directory, it create each directory specified on the command line. We can use absolute path. I'll come to this. So a little bit tricky here at this point. We cannot directly use this, but let me show you the make directory first. So let me go to my shell. Let me check my current working directory is agor. Under this we have shell. So let me create one folder here. Make directory Linux underscore test1. If I click on hit, and now if I say ls, can you see we have Linux underscore test1. If I say ls minus l, so can you see we have directory with this? Is it clear how to create a directory, how to create a folder here? Just type make directory and execute that. Okay. Now if you see, if we let me what you can say ls minus l, and if you pass a file name here, so this can show you the total file inside this as well. But now if you see in this we have directory, we have user is having current owner, or I can say owner is having write, execution, read option. Group is having execution and read option. And this, let's suppose I want to remove the permissions. Okay, I want to, let's try to execute. Let me in the Linux test1 owner, I am the owner, or I can say I'm having group. I want to give the permission to group as well for write also, because I can see we don't have the write permission here. So what I can say chmod, this stands for change mode or change permissions, you can say, or change mode. The full form is change mode, but yeah, this is will change your permission. So what you can say, we have to change for group. So G stands for group here, O stands for other, and A stands for owner. G plus which permission I want to give? Write, correct? And I can pass my folder name, correct? Now let me run this. Can you see we have the permission here for the group as well? Same way, if I want to remove, so what I can say, -w. Now if I run this, Can you see? Again, the permission is been removed for him. Is it clear to everyone how to change permission, how to give permission, how to add permission? Hello?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Abhishek.
Now let's suppose I want to create,
Yes, Abhishek.
let me go back to this. Let's suppose I'm having a folder T1. Under this, I want to create T2. Under this, I want to create T3. Under this, I want to create T4. Let's suppose T1 exists. Or can we let's try this out first. So let's say mkdir, and currently I am in my I'm in shell. Okay, so let's say Linux test2 slash Linux test3. So what it will do, it will create test2 folder in shell, and under this it will create test3. If I click on hit enter, and now if I say ls, can you see test2 is created? But can you see, I think I have given the wrong slash, sorry. Yeah, cannot create directory, no such directory of file. So again, team, very important point here, make directory. If you're using like this mkdir, it will create only one folder at a time. But we have one operator here. What I can say, -p, and if I say this, can you see there's no error here? And now if I say ls -l, can you see we have test2? And if I say ls -l Linux test2, so can you see under this we have test3 folder as well. So -p will create parent folder as well for you. Okay, if folder exists, that's fine. It won't create, it will create the subfolders. But if folder does not exist, it will create the folder for you. Okay, now if I run this again, 4, can you see no error here? If I say ls, can you see we have ls -2 here? And now if I say ls Linux test2, Linux, okay. Can you see we have test4 here? This time your parent was already present. So it won't create the parent, it just created the subfolders. If parent is available there, it won't create. If it's not available, it will create. Okay, any doubt in this? Here, any doubt, team?
No, Abhishek.
Sure?
No, Abhishek.
Okay, perfect.
No, Abhishek.
Okay, so mkdir -p, no error if existing, and make parent directories, correct? Then we have mkdir -m. So now team, as you have seen, once I created my first folder, I have changed my permission as well. Okay, if I'm using mkdir -m, so while creating the folder, I can set my permission. So now I don't need to do the multiple command. Now first I need to create mkdir, then I need to check ls -l. Okay, then I need to chmod, then I need to ls -l to verify whether the permissions are changed or not. Correct? This is the ideal step which we used to follow. If I say mkdir -m, after this I need to just run ls. So my two commands, execution of these two are. Okay, so that's why we use mkdir -m. These are two frequently used command as well. Okay. So any question here? And again, if you say men mkdir, you can see manual here. So this is verbose. So this will print the message of each created directory. And this is, yeah, you can go through this, but yeah, this will give the permission while creating the folder. So no need to specify permissions after creating it. You can do it while creating the folders itself. -p, parent folder. If it does not exist, it will create. If it exists, that's fine. It will ignore it. Any question here? After this, we
No,
have,
Abhishek.
yeah, okay. After this, we have few more commands. So we have touch command as well. So, and then we have date, then we have cat command also. Then we have screen commands, and then we have multiple more command to discuss. So let's take a small break, 15-20 minutes, so that you guys can perform these actions also. Because if I cover these 21 commands in same go, so it will be difficult for you to manage it. So what you can do, the command which we have discussed, you can take 1 hour actually. Let's connect post lunch after this. You can just practice these commands so that you can have the hands-on on this and try these other operators as well. Try to work on this. And if you have any questions, so after the lunch, like we'll be having another session, and we'll be discussing 3 o'clock. Yeah. So after that, you can have your questions. We can address all your questions as well. And whatever doubts you have, feel free to ask. So again, team, as the three fundamentals. Installation, I think Vikas already shared the setup. Please check it once. And if you still face the issue, please feel free to connect with Vikas. But again, three fundamental rules while doing any or while enhancing your skills. First, feel free to ask question whenever you have any question. Do not hold on your questions. Second, do maximum hands-on, whatever you can do, give your best. Third, whatever doubts you have after doing the hands-on, please bring up those. So as first session is over for the day, we'll have a second session, 3 o'clock. You have the activity for the hands-on. So please perform the hands-on. Whatever doubt you have, whether small, big, or if you feel like that's not an appropriate doubt, feel free to ask those questions. Okay, we'll be happy to answer all your questions. So if you can follow this for next 15 days, so definitely you will be in some stage where you can perform some Linux command. So maybe tomorrow's again commands will be very helpful because we'll be telling about the error message and those things. So before we close out the second session today, I'll share the list of content which we'll be covering tomorrow. So what you can do, you can go through those one before we start the session. So at least you can lead those things. Okay. So before we close the first session for the day, do let me know if you have any questions. Anyone online?
No, Abhishek.
Okay, so then
No.
please go through these command by 3 o'clock.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I understood right. Remove all these commands. Very simple, basic commands. So I have a question. What is the difference between the write permission and execute permission?
Write permission is there where we want to return the contents over in a script, and the execute permission is that first we create a script with the help of vi command. Then for executing those script we use plus x permission. So if I want to supply all permissions on any script, so we use chmod a plus x and the script name.
Okay.
Anyone wants to try? Although this is
Any other answers?
yeah.
The edit, we can edit the change contents of that script, and the execute is we can execute that script. So any other user can that command, we can use that in other applications like ISS or call center. That's where we can execute.
Anyone? Any other answers? If you think so, Kajal, you were saying something that time.
It's the same actually, that in write command, we can edit that, we can with the help of other commands, and in execute, we can like execute the file.
Okay, so simple. In the write command, whenever we have w, okay, simple. You can add the content in your file. You can remove the content in your file. It just related to your content which are present in your file. So let's say if I'm having a text file, if I'm having write permission, so I can add some more lines. I can remove few lines. So that's your write. Execution. You can execute that. You can execute and you can run that command. Yes. Whether you are executing with help of your terminal, whether you're executing with help of any other modernization application, as I told you, we have n number of modernization applications available in the market. You can use for those as well. So even when you're using modernization application to execute those, you should have the execution permission for that particular user. Okay, whether that's the owner, whether that's a group, whether that's some other user as well. So if your files are not executing, so this can be one of the reason you don't have the privileges to do that. But now you know the command, how to check it. So you can go, you can check it. You can ask the owner to change for you, because as a other user, as a group, you cannot change the privileges of the file. You should be the owner to change the privileges of the file. So you can ask that. So you can go, you can check the privilege of the file. You can check the permission. If you see like your owner is not having the permission, you can ask the owner of that particular file. He can give you the permission for that. Okay.
Just hello, one second. Just take your answer once again. During the working session, this will be an example of working session, right?
Yeah.
Right now, let me know if they are the same.
No, they are not same. The same business bola.
Like if we write the script now, after that also we have to give the execution command, pass the execution command, and then we can run the script.
So execution means it's actual use of that scheme while it is created or.
While running it actually. Yeah. नहीं सेम तो नहीं, हाँ सेम तो नहीं होता.
Fine, make this as an exercise for the afternoon.
Okay, so any other question, Thomas? It will be helpful if you have few questions for us.
Abhishek, actually, what was the last question by Thomas? The voice of Thomas is not getting clear.
No, the question was same only, sir. Difference
Okay,
between
okay.
write and execution. W and
Okay.
X.
Okay,
So I think
okay.
your write is having the code 1 and execution is having code 4. Correct me. And sorry, write is having code 2 and execution is having code 4. Read is having 1.
One is execution.
One is execution. Okay, so we will check on those coding also, because sometimes what we need to do, we rather than writing the keywords, we can pass the code also. So execution is your 1, read is your 4, and write is your 2. Yeah, definitely. But this is wrong, na? Command गलत है ना? अब so execute ही नहीं कर सकते, file name किधर है? You have to figure out those things also. If your shebang is not there, you cannot execute. आपने कोई permission दी हो, correct? So file name नहीं है तो it's incorrect. These are the questions. अगर आप कोई भी mock test करोगे, this is a small question where they have the options available. So if I have a file name here, then it will be group, owner, group and others, all permission, read, write, execute, all the, but again, file name is mandatory. अगर इसके अंदर let's suppose मैंने लिख दिया, I have written one file, ABC, I have written ls pwd, will it return any output for me? Yes or no? क्या आउटपुट देगा ये फाइल? फाइल का नाम abc.sh है, इसके अंदर दो कमांड लिखी, ls एक pwd, will it return any output for me? Yes or no? Simple.
Yes, Abhishek, it will.
No, shebang is not available here. चला के देखो.
Yeah, Abhishek. The hash exclamatory sign is there.
How can you run the file? Again, these are small things which we need to keep in mind while doing the scripting. This is Thomas वाले में we were not having the file name. Error. यहाँ पे I don't have shebang. It won't execute the file. So we will get into this. I have a assignment prepared for this. So once we have the basic commands, like we'll cover, so then we will work on this. So where these small exception handling things we will be covering. Okay, and tomorrow, as I already told you, we'll be working on the error messages. Okay, how to create the error messages, how to record those error messages, and how to redirect those error messages with help of pipe operator or with help of some other operators. So we will work on those tomorrow, and especially in the IIScs or in Power Center, those operators are frequently used. In my past 6-7 project, 95% command was having those operators. So you must have seen a file, then this arrow, then maybe one more log file, then the error file where the 2 is written, 1 is there, correct? You have seen this. So we will cover those things. What these 1, 2, what is these redirecting, what is single this, what is double operator here. So we will work on this. So maybe once I start with the touch command or cat command, so you will get difference between single and double operators here. Okay, single stands for your creating new file, double stands for your appending this content in the existing file. Okay, so we will cover on this. But first, we will be doing a hands-on. on the topic which I just delivered. So please work on it.